I'm sure you've heard the news, massive airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites. The world watched in real time as explosions lit up the night sky over some of the most closely guarded facilities in the Middle East. Fighter jets roared overhead and the international community braced for what many feared could be the start of a new and dangerous chapter in the region's long history of conflict. The images were dramatic. Fireballs rising from industrial complexes, plumes of smoke billowing into the darkness, and the unmistakable sense that something significant had just happened. But as the dust settled, a more complicated story began to emerge, one that goes far beyond the immediate shock and awe of the bombings. The world held its breath. In capitals from Washington to Moscow, from Tel Aviv to Beijing, leaders scrambled to assess the fallout. Newsrooms buzzed with speculation, and ordinary people everywhere wondered, had the threat of a nuclear-armed Iran finally been neutralized, or had the world just taken a dangerous gamble with unpredictable consequences? The tension was palpable, not just in government offices and military command centers, but in living rooms and cafes around the globe. Social media exploded with hot takes, conspiracy theories, and urgent calls for calm. For a moment, it felt like the fate of the Middle East, and perhaps the world, hung in the balance. So why is Iran's nuclear clock still ticking? Let's break this down. Despite the scale of the attack, the core question remains: did these airstrikes actually set back Iran's nuclear ambitions, or did they simply force the program deeper underground, both literally and figuratively? To answer that, we need to look at what Iran's nuclear program is, how it works, and why it's proven so difficult to stop. Iran's nuclear efforts have been the subject of international scrutiny for decades, with world powers negotiating, threatening, and sometimes sabotaging in an attempt to keep Tehran from acquiring the bomb. But the story is far from simple, and the latest round of airstrikes is just the latest twist in a long and complicated saga.